The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Pit Life BBQ podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now here is your host, Johnnie Mags.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café in Salem, New Hampshire. Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life BBQ podcast. Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Johnny.
What's happening?
Another day, another podcast, you know.
I hear you.
Speaking of another podcast, what's that amazing thing in front of you on the desk?
I got a trophy today.
What did we give you? We did.
Where the hell is it? Hold on. What the hell is going on here? Oh,
I
know what the
get
hell is going on.
Have you got it? You want to figure that out and I can tell the folks what that
Yeah,
is?
I got it.
Right.
There we go.
So,
I couldn't see the chat.
You guys probably can't see it, but I'll make him hold it up in a minute in honor of being in a very, very high percent, 2% of all podcasts last more than this many episodes or more. But we, Studio 21 and the United Podcast Network, honored Johnny with a award today, if you will. So it's a congratulatory award for 250 podcasts. So Pit Life BBQ has done 250 episodes. That is no small feat.
As of May 16th.
Yeah, so we had to wait for it to get delivered. It wasn't.
Yeah, well,
but yeah.
These things
Well,
happen.
we're further in than 250 now, you're right. But, 250
that's cool.
podcasts. Congratulations. That is no small feat. It is a massive thing in podcasting for people to last that long. They definitely drop off way sooner than that. So good job.
Then we got the 5 years on the 8th.
Yes,
To
the
the actual day.
We're going to have a very special
August
show.
8th, 2018 was the first episode.
Yeah.
So that's going to be wild.
So congratulations.
We're going to
Brilliant.
have
We gave
some
him an award.
fun. There's Daddy Dutch. There's Kathy. Happy Place. What's up, brother? Judge Webb, what's going on? Matt Pereira, what's going on, brother? There's Mrs. Mags. So let's get into it, Chris.
All right.
Chrissy.
Hello.
How was fishing?
Oh, you saw my post. Fishing was fun. I did pretty good this time. I almost didn't get sick, so I got a tiny bit nauseous literally as we were going home.
Almost.
Last time I got sick, we went out and it was fine. And about 30 minutes into, like, once we were sort of sitting there fishing, I got a little sick, but I took a nap for like 30 minutes and my body must have equalized and I was fine. I went back fishing. This time I made it through the whole thing. Other than 10 minutes before we were about to turn the boat around to go home, I was like, oh, I feel a little nauseous, but I didn't throw up this time. So I take that as a win. But yeah, it was great fun. We didn't catch any keepers, which sucked, but what a fun day out fishing off of, was it Hampton?
Yep.
Yeah, we go to Hampton there up at the mouth of the Merrimack, I think, for a striped bass.
Yeah.
Is it Merrimack? Yeah, awesome fun. Super fun. And it was a great day for it. It wasn't too sunny. I didn't get sunburned. Yeah, it's a win. Didn't get sunburned, didn't puke, caught 2 fish. That's a win for me.
Sounds good. And on that note, today's show brought to you by...
Oh, the number one best tasting shake on the planet, Uncle Steve's Shakes. Uncle Steve's Shake is handmade, hand-measured, hand-mixed, and hand-packed. Uncle Steve's Shake is made with the finest of ingredients and comes in 15 amazing flavors, including the newest additions, CJ's West Coast Shake, the Texas Cajun, and also the newest of the new All-American SPG, which is no sugar, no MSG, vegan, and keto-friendly. No matter what you're eating, Uncle Steve has a shake for it. If you're more of a sauce person or you like sauce and shake, go with my personal favorite is the peppery barbecue goodness of the sauce with no name. If you have any questions, Uncle Steve has great customer service to help you with all your shake needs. Go to unclestevesshake.com to order your shakes today. Also on that website, have a look around. You're going to find some fantastic shake tips and recipes. You'll be amazed at just how versatile Uncle Steve's shakes are. And while you're online, head on over to Facebook and join Uncle Steve's Shake Nation to stay up to date with all the latest creations all the people all around the world are making using Uncle Steve's Shake, and maybe share some of your own on there too. It's time to step up your backyard barbecue and your competition barbecue game with Uncle Steve's Shake. Uncle Steve's Shake shakes them on everything.
Today also brought to you by Two Guys Smoke Shop and TwoGuysCigars.com. Whether I'm barbecuing or not, I always keep the smoke rolling thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com. Today I am smoking the Avo XO. Thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com, I get to smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you. Just visit TwoGuysCigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2, GuyCigars.com.
Also, today's show brought to you by MagnaChef Gloves. Whether you're the family grill master or a professional pit master, quality gloves make it easier for you to be your best on that grill. Longtime firefighter and founder of MagnaChef, Alan Fonte knows a thing or two about fire management. He designed the MagnaChef gloves and the Freedom BBQ gloves for you to be able to get in and out of fast with the magnetic swivel plates. You can slip these gloves on and off with ease. They will keep your hands cool and allow you to cook and grill safely. No more getting stuck in hot gloves. Depending on your glove preference, MagnaChef Gloves has two fantastic options for you. The first is the classic MagnaChef barbecue glove, made of food-grade silicone, web fit for a firm grip, dishwasher safe, one size fits all, and heat rated up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. They also have the second option, the Freedom Barbecue Gloves. It's a more traditional 5-finger flexible and pliable grip, 14-inch long cuff to protect your forearms. Made of heat-resistant neoprene, heat-rated up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit, these gloves are going to help extend your time over that fire. Both styles of the MagnaChef gloves are great for barbecue and kitchen use. Head on over to magnachef.com, that's MAGNE chef.com today. Order yourself a pair of both, that's weird. Well, get a pair of both, that's 4 gloves in total. It's more money for Al. And check out at checkout, make sure you use the promo code Freedom Lives for 10. I don't do math. That's why I do this. Put in code Freedom Lives for 10% off your order. MagnaChef barbecue gloves, master the fire. Freedom barbecue gloves, take a stand, free your hand.
Also brought to you by CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. Ian Hemming out of Magnolia, Texas, is creating what I consider the Yeti of cutting boards. These boards take an absolute beating. From their dishwasher board, which is your standard size countertop board, to the absolutely massive 18 by 36 inch brisket board and the pizza board for that perfect slice every time. UV protected, deep lip reservoirs, the rubber discs on the bottom, so even on a wet surface, the boards will not slide on you. And no more stitches, accidental stitches, because the board slid. These were put to the test this year in a major way. They did not move. They held up. Multicolors available, multicolor combinations available, personal engraving, get the team name, put the alphabet on there for you if you want. Whatever you want on it, he can take care of it. Check them out at CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. That's the letter R, us.com. Rico, what's up? Chris Rosinski, Dan Kimball, what's up, brothers? Big Rome. Chris, good luck this weekend. If I'm not mistaken, you're heading down to PA for a double. So you're giving them hell on that one.
Awesome.
But yeah, couple weeks I'll be with a bunch of these boys.
Oh, boy.
And I will also be with today's guest.
You will.
Finally, I get to meet Barbecue Mom.
In person.
In person.
Yes.
So that's going to be great. This whole event is going to be awesome. But let's find out more, shall we?
Let's.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Barbecue Mom from Inclusive Barbecue Events, Mrs. Kathy Trainor. Kathy.
Hello. Hello, Johnny. I'm very happy to be back again. I know I was with you early on. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time on. I started, I think, in 2019. Right after you started, you had me on talking about Kids Q. So I'm very happy to be back.
Oh, this is awesome. So, yeah, everybody's busy. Everything's going on. But you, before we even get into the Kora kids, is there something wrong with my microphone?
No, I'm just messing with it while you talk.
Oh,
It's okay.
Oh, there you go. I can tell. I can hear the difference in my ear going. You're screwing with me right now.
It's okay. You can
All right.
continue.
All right. What the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah. Before we get to talk about Kora Q, which is coming up in a couple weeks, you've been on a little barbecue venture of your own, so to speak.
I have.
You started in Kansas City and ended in Austin. Tell me all about that.
I was lucky enough to have my work need me to go to Kansas City for something. while I was there, I happened to find out that there was a judging class, which I've never been able to take it because I'm usually organizing them or getting the teams to sign up. The unicorn in all this is that the high school barbecue league was cooking. So as barbecue mom, I'm like, this is great. They're cooking class. I get to meet them. I get there. I met 2 high school girls that there was a contest that weekend in Butler, Missouri, and they weren't cooking. They just came back from nationals and placed 4th, but they weren't cooking. I'm like, why are you not cooking? It's right here in your hometown. So within a matter of hours, we got them set up to cook the whole weekend. I cooked with them Friday and Saturday to coach them. And then Sunday, let them be on their merry way to cook against some of the best cooks in all of barbecue in the middle of the Midwest. So that was fun. And then, did my work thing, traveled around to restaurants, got a slaps and go to Q39, but enjoyed Kansas City a lot for, 10 days. And then Tom had to go to Austin at the end of that, which never happens that we travel for work. Like it just happened, both of us travel, and it happened to be Austin. So we did it up for 10 and a half straight days of just nonstop barbecue and barbecue family and meeting people and talking to pit masters and everything else. It was enjoyable.
Oh, that's nice, because I had seen a couple of the posts, and like when you were still in Kansas City, you actually went to KCBS.
Yes.
And you were talking with Rod for a while, Rod Gray, who has
I got
taken over.
To meet with Rod Gray. We talked about Kids Q. We talked about Northeast and, how it's expanding quite a bit and how much, barbecue has, gone to, 25 to 27 teams a contest to now 40, 50 teams a contest. We are alive and well up here.
That's great. And like you said, we worked, and then you worked down to Austin. And it was so funny because it was destiny. I saw your post, and I'm like, oh, you're in Austin. You were looking for someone. And I had said, oh, while you're in Austin, you need to go to Valentina's and get the real deal Holyfield, the breakfast taco. It is the best breakfast taco I've ever had. And Ryan Newland turned me on to it. He brought us there when we were down last October, picking up the pit. And then you had said that, that's right around the corner down the street from the hotel. Okay, so now we're 2 for 2. You need to go to, she wants to go to Valentina's. It's right down the street. So I call Ryan to see if it's possible, if he knows if they serve the real deal Holyfield at night, because it's one of their breakfast items. So from 7 or 8 to 11. It's probably the most popular item on their menu, so you might be able to get it. I then get a message back from Kathy. She goes, it's destiny. She's watching Food Network. Diners, Drive-In, and Dives is on, and they're at Valentina's. It had to happen. It was wild. So you went down there?
We went that night, and we got to meet Miguel and Chris, the pit masters. And unfortunately, when we got there, they were sold out of so much. And it's just because of Tom's work, we couldn't get there sooner. But we got some of their smoked sausage. We got to see the pits in the back. And it's in a very cool, silo. They have an old farm silo that they put the pits in. Just an outstanding place to go. I would highly recommend it if you're in Austin. Fun vibe, lots of outdoor space if you want to walk around. Excellent food, and the line moves quick. So you're not waiting a long time for it.
Yeah, because when we got there, and it was at the original location, you were at the new location they just opened, I think within the past month, actually. But yeah, we got there probably about 7:30, and there was already, 8, 10 people in line. And so, Ryan got there, we all got in, and it was fantastic. But did you try the sauce that they have on all the tables?
You wanted to take the sauce home, and there's a little thing that says if you take it out of the restaurant, it'll self-implode. I was like, I really want to take it home.
It is so good. I don't even know what to call it. It's a mix between a barbecue sauce, a salsa, and a hot sauce. It is absolutely incredible.
It's got some tomato and vinegar notes to it, but then it kind of comes up with a salsa heat to it. It has every flavor you would want in it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Valentina's is the way to go if you're in the Austin area check that out. Jeff Mullins, what's happening? Matt and Jenny, what's going on? Mr. Hurst. Ken, what's going on? Matthew. So, all that travel, you got back, you're exhausted, but the show must go on. You had a goal set. And we are happy to announce today, well, at least I am. Kathy already announced it yesterday. She has hit the 50-team mark for Kora Care, August 18th through the 20th in Hiram, Maine. So all the spots are filled. It is a full event. You got to be over the moon on this.
I have said for a very long time, this is my favorite KCBS event on the planet. And it's not because it's a KCBS event. It has to do with the kids' queue. It has nothing to do with the teams are going to cook a rib one meat. The teams are going to cook masters. The teams are going to do peoples. It's all about the kids. But in order to make that happen, we need the teams there. So we have 50 KCBS master teams, 32 one meat rib teams. We have tons of teams doing people's choice, but we're going to have right now, and that could change slightly, we have 12 kiddos cooking. And on top of that, we could have a couple more coming in from the hospital. So we could be up to 15 kiddos. And that's all that matters in that whole weekend. It doesn't matter how anybody places or gets calls. It's the children. And then the end of the day, the Humphreys do an amazing job on the rib auction. Yeah. And that auction brings the teams together, brings the kids together, and brings the community together to show what barbecue is all about.
Yeah. Now let's hold that rib auction for just 1 second. So this is Kora Cares in August in Hiram, Maine, like we said. But it has to do with the Shriners and their all their hospitals and all their children charities and everything they do. But this event, this is much more than a barbecue contest with a festival. Now I have not been. This will be my first time. In my mind, I'm picturing, this is like an entire town and surrounding town area festival. I know in the description, there's the kids queue, there's the one meat, People's Choice, Master Series, but there's an ice cream social, there's cornhole tournaments, there's this rib auction that you were just speaking of. This is even almost bigger than a festival in how I'm picturing it, understanding it.
It takes over the whole town. So Hiram is a small to medium-sized town in Maine, about 35 minutes from North Conway, 45 minutes from Kittery, and then 50 minutes from Portland. So it's got a lot of little towns in the area and people can get to it. But starting Friday afternoon, they involve there's a parade for the town. There's, they have a motorcycle run as an ATV run. So it's really important because the community can be involved in every step of the day. And it integrates barbecue really well because sometimes festivals are hard for the community because they may take up extra resources, but the fairgrounds really allows for everybody to be involved. And this really wouldn't be possible without Brent Tangway from the Shriners, as well as Nicole and Chad Humphreys, because they helped start this event almost 4 or 5 years ago now. So they really have grown this to an event that the town wants to be part of, the area communities want to be. Judges start booking in early to get this, as well as teams. So it's really brought in a wide range of people to support the hospital.
Yeah, that's great. And there's Humphrey Smokers right there, as a matter of fact. Right on time. But now, we got that set. The rib auction. This intrigues me. What is a rib auction, and how does this work?
So this goes back to the credit of Chad and Nicole Humphreys. They started this as a way to have a fun fundraiser with leftover meat from Saturday's contest. So teams are given a couple racks of ribs to cook, and then they turn them in for KCBS. But at the end of the day, they turn their leftovers over to Chad and Nicole so that they can run an auction. And this auction is hilarious. Chad is an amazing auctioneer. Nicole keeps them engaged, and they just go and they estimate the weight of the ribs. They tell fun facts about the teams. They have other raffle items available, and teams start betting against each other. Like, no, I want to find out who the last place team is. No, I want to find out who the first place team is. Nobody wants these ribs today. I'll buy them. It's a fun atmosphere. The community tries to buy them too, because they can go home with leftovers too. But it's pretty funny. It's entertaining, but you see the excitement as the teams come over to see the auction, and the community comes in, and the Shriners get excited because they see all the teams get excited, and Chad and Nicole just run it perfectly.
Oh, beautiful. Because I'm like, what the hell is a rib auction? I've never heard of this. And I'm like, well, maybe they do. And it's like, okay. But yeah, that's exactly how it is. It's like, that's cool. That's cool. So that's going to be Saturday night?
Yes, that's Saturday evening. There'll be awards at 5:00, and then we'll go right into the rib auction. And, it'll take, 32 teams. We can set, some amazing fundraising goals.
Oh, the Humphreys are saying the goal this year is to raise $10,000 at the rib auction. So
absolutely,
I think we can do it. Absolutely. Let's positivity here. This is going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. So let's start on we're going to go through the whole weekend. Let's start on Friday. Friday is, for the competitors, is load-in day.
Yes. So teams can start arriving around 1:00. Tom, myself, and some Shriners will be there to get them parked. So, we want to make sure that they get set up. Their water and power is available to them. They can, make sure that they have ample space. And then Friday night is an ice cream social. That's the time where the teams can go down and socialize a little bit with the Shriners, but also just have a good time with themselves. Who doesn't love ice cream? It's a lot of fun to have. And it's fun to kick back after you've been driving for a while and you're hot and sweaty from setting up and things like that. So ice cream is always a good bet for teams. Saturday morning, that's where we start the ball rolling. We start with meat inspections. More teams will arrive. We have a cooks meeting for one meat, as well as the children finally get to meet their adult pro teams. We have them meet them before through email and phone calls, but that first face-to-face is just so magical to see the pro teams get excited to meet the hospital children and what they do. And some of the teams are really funny. They'll try to get them a t-shirt, or they'll give them extra rubs and sauces. And then you have all the Kids Q teams come together to meet everybody for the first time. And you'll see kids running through the field. They'll be going to get hamburgers and hot dogs, and it's just, the kids are just out playing, away from the electronics and tablets. They just have a really good time.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that's the kids. So the Kids Q, if I'm not mistaken, they're cooking chicken.
Breast, yep, it's donated to them, so the children don't have any, meat costs, so that they can really learn how to cook, whether it be a regular Kids Q team or a child from the hospital. They're just, they're given the creativity to make anything they want. And I've kind of seen some kids start cooking, so I've seen some creativity come out. And I know some of the hospital children that visit, they've got some ideas on their plate already. I even had a mom emailing, "Is it okay if we cook this?" They are already getting those creative minds going.
Okay. Here's a question. Are there more kids than, I guess, teams, as in hosts, if you will, if that's the right,
So right now, all of our kids are paired. But that doesn't, we are expecting 3 more children possibly. And as they come in, I have teams that when they sign up, they volunteer to say they can help. And we always try to have a backup in case something happens. So I have a good group of teams that kind of come to me like, I can help, I can jump in, or, I'm available to like back up a team. So we do have, and often, teams are bummed. They're like, oh, I can't help. What do you mean I can't help? I'm like, there's always room for help. Like I can always find a place to help and, put you in a place to help. So we have a good list of teams that, want to jump in and help any child really learn how to cook because it's what they like to do.
Yeah. Because I talked to my two jokers, and neither one of them want to partake in the kids' queue. So I don't know. I think Holly took her second place steak at Riverfest a couple years ago and rode into the sunset. One and done. One call and she's done. And JJ kind of JJ. But neither one of them do. So if you need somebody, another team, put me down.
I will make sure
they don't want to do it.
If we need a team or a back.
Yeah, do that. That'll be great. So the looks on the kids' face, they really get excited about it.
And they get excited, but I don't know who's more excited, the kids or the teams.
Yeah.
Like the team, you feel it in the teams, you feel it in the cooks meeting, the teams like lean in and kind of like, what else is going to happen? What else can do? And you get to awards and there's like not a dry eye because you have all these kids that have worked so hard to meet each other, meet teams, cook together, and make those bonds. And they all get excited to hear their name called and get awards. And it doesn't matter that ribs is the next category up. They're like, we just care about the kids queue. And the kids are, they're hanging out together that night and everything else.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Kent, I wish we had a timeout option because we'd time his ass out. Chrissy, please ask Kathy what pro team she paired Johnnie up with. Ha, ha,
Hey, Kathy, what pro team has you paired Johnnie up with?
Where could I pair Johnnie? Let's see. John, that's going to take me a little while to make sure we find the right pair for you. But if you'd like, I can get back to you on that.
Get back to me. It's going to be a while. I think that's kind of why I'm a one-man operation. I'm surprised Mrs. Mag still tolerates me just to run the boxes. But I think she's legally bound to me. You know what I mean?
She might want that break. That's why she's asking to run the boxes.
Good point. She's probably laughing right down the street right now listening to us. JB, we have a TV famous joining us right now, Mr. Jonathan Barton from Barton's BBQ. If you did not see his handsome devil face in episode 2 of BBQ USA, getting one of his calls at Hempstead. Yep, his 30 seconds of fame, but hey, it's 30 seconds that most people don't get, sir. Okay, Gray, what's happening? So we're at the kids' queue on Saturday. Is there anything planned on Saturday night? Obviously, probably the cooks meeting and all that. But
Saturday night is nice. We do the rib auction, and then there's music and entertainment that night. There's a huge stage, so they do stuff there. There's food. There's a couple different food vendors there, as well as a individual, like a little shack that helps the Shriners Hospital as well. So there's different things to do there, and then we do go into cooks meeting just to kind of double check some rules real quick and get the teams together one last time before it's go time on Sunday.
Okay. Through the other competitions and events are pretty closed off, I'd say. Anybody who's competing, some family members, some friends come down, hang out. Is this one really, because it's that whole event thing, is it kind of like open to the public? You're going to have people walking around and checking out, asking questions, possibly spurring a few more teams to finally throw their hat in the ring, if you will. Recruiting.
Always recruiting, always. I would say Saturday, definitely. You're going to see a lot of public walking around. They're going to want to take a look at, like, what are you doing? Why are you here? What are your smokers like? Sunday, you probably won't see as much traffic. You may see people from the hospital walking around or from the Shriners walking around. They like to see, teams they've seen before or meet new teams. You may see them on Sunday, but Saturday would be the day that you would anticipate a lot of traffic.
Okay. That's going to be cool. Because normally the traffic is just all of us. Hey, what's going on? I ran out of butane for my lighter. You got some? Back and forth and all this. So then we get into Sunday, which is the Masters Series. So the regular four meat category.
Yes.
Chicken, ribs, shoulder, and brisket.
Correct.
And then
But there's something special about this right now. It is a little early because the KCBS cycle with the Jack it closes in a couple days. But as it stands right now, this event is slated to be an auto, as long as no other contests start in Maine between now and July 1st. So this is like the first one early in the series for New England. But right now it's slated to be an auto.
Slated to be an auto for
2023
or 2024? Because I believe 24. Because I believe they actually stop July 31st.
Correct.
For this year. Okay, so this will be the auto for 24.
It's slated to be that way. You can't say it because it's so early in the season, but right now there doesn't look like there's any other contest on the horizon.
Oh, okay.
But if it does, that means that the winner of this is an auto to the Jack.
Ooh. See, that's that dangling carrot. Little something extra to really pay attention and, give your absolute best. Like I said, I can't wait. I'm so excited about this. Finally meet you in person, meet Tom, get back together with everybody. Because I did the Granite State back in June, and obviously I know Matt, Rico. I know Rico. Rico wasn't able to. He was doing an event for one of the hardware stores. But I met Dan and Kristen, and they were wonderful. And if I believe it or not, and I have a bet on who's going to be the first comment on this one, I'm a bit shy. When I don't know people, I kind of am a bit standoffish. So I kind of, at the beginning, stayed in my area. I was in between Matt and Dan, so that was great, Everybody had welcomed me in. But then, the other guy, everything else is like, here I am running my mouth every Tuesday, but you see me at the conference like, nothing. Church mouse,
It takes a little to find a group.
But then,
your first couple, that's normal. But that's why we invite everybody to come out. You may know them online. You may know them, from chats and things like that. But once you get in person, that's when you start to build that barbecue family. You start to make those bonds, and the teams you can go run to when you forget things like gloves or butter or whatever. You find that quick, easy access to the person you've been talking to all along.
Oh, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Come Sunday morning, I was ready to go with everybody. The ice was broken. I was out of my shell. I was having a ball. So that's why I'm looking forward to this one. And it was funny because you and I have a lot of interaction, away from the show, and I remember the day I signed up for Kora Shrine Kare, and also I got to give a shout out, thank you to Ryan Newland of Backline Fabrication, because my Kora Cares is being sponsored by Backline Fabrication in this event. So thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. But the day I signed up, I was on the phone with him, and we were signing up, getting ready, and literally hit enter, send. I get the confirmation email back. Then in my earbuds, I hear ding. And it was you. You just made my day. Because that was actually off of, was it Jamestown? Where we ran into all the weather and all that. So,
Somerset. We ran into weather, like teams lost easy ups, teams lost, clothing. We lost our turn-in tent, like we lost everything.
Yeah. And, you can't control Mother Nature, but you take this in which very seriously and personally. So you just felt terrible for everybody. So to get that notification that I finally signed up after, I'm Kathy, I'm going to cook in a couple of these events. I promise you. Then to get that confirmation, you were through the roof.
I was ecstatic because, like I said, the first time we were on the show was in 2019, and to be able to finally meet you in person, I'm like, this is great. We've had multiple conversations on and offline about barbecue and where it's at, and just other topics, even just talking about teens that are similar ages and things like that. It's finally nice to put a face to the name.
Oh, for sure. Kent wants you to know that it's his job to harass me. It is.
I welcome it.
It is his job. That's what we do. Let's see. Do we got anything? Did I miss it? I haven't been really paying attention. No, we got the goal, the rib auction, and just the boys saying hi and everything. But yeah, I am so looking forward to this. I'm gonna have the whole crew with me. So I got Mrs. Maggs, I got the kids, I got the pups. It's gonna be wild. It's going to be wild, but yeah, just to see everybody, because I've been itching. Since that first one. It's like, damn it, because I'm trying to coordinate work and getting the days off in order to sign up. But then some of them were already filled, and the days at work were filled for the comps that weren't, and so being in there since, and the rain hasn't stopped, which hasn't helped either, but it's like, goodness. But yes, we are 3 weeks away, 50 teams. So let's get to that. Was 50 the original goal, or, did you base it off of last year's and you got to a certain number at a certain date and go, we might be able to pull this off?
So my original goal was 40 because the most we've ever had is 32. So I wanted to hit like another race round number. So I said 40, and we hit 40 pretty quick. And I was like, all right, we can get to 50. That's only 10 teams. I think deep down now that Somerset came in at Jamestown came in at 48. This one's coming in at 50. I think my goal now is always 50 because post-COVID, before COVID, we were barely hitting 25 per contest. So even down to like Miller's Backyard Barbecue would split up. We would split up to try to get to 25 so we could get those qualifiers for the Jack. I knew that after COVID, there were more teams. There had to be. So I started going into all the barbecue groups. I'm in like 40. I don't ever not post, but we found teams. We found them. And I'm like, you need to come. Like, we're giving back to charity and you love to cook. Those are two things that are just made in barbecue heaven. So my original goal was 40. And as I got talking more to like Brent Tangley and, casually chatting with Nicole, I knew that we could get higher. I knew that we could have it happen because there's teams out there that want to give back and they know what the event is about because it's a long running event.
Yeah. Now, 50 teams, we hit the goal. Where's everybody coming from? Because there's some people coming quite a long way for this
Correct.
event.
So we were supposed to have a team come from Texas and they shifted plans, but our farthest team right now is coming from Virginia.
Okay.
And that is no small feat. That's going to be a 12-hour drive for them just to get there. Most of our teams are coming out of New England and New York and New Jersey. We have one team coming from Canada. We have, we have judges coming from like Arkansas and Texas. We have people coming and the team that wanted to come for Texas, like he called me and he's like, I just can't make it. I'm like, it's okay. Like next year's another year.
Yeah.
Like we've got other contests, make sure you make the travel this way. And when I was in the Midwest, I was able to talk to the teams as well. And they're intrigued to the structure of the event because not many events pair pro teams with children to learn how to cook. A lot of times the kids are off cooking by themselves, and that's not how you get kids involved. It's creating that atmosphere where everybody's welcomed to keep them cooking.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So they're coming all out for this event all over the country, and like you said, I think it was it the Texas team when they were originally you were trying to get drums for them because that's what they cook on normal.
The Texas team, we had a set of drums. So Tom and I, when we don't cook, we have a set of 4 drums that are available. As more teams come in and out of area, that's when we have to try to source. There was another team coming that wanted to come from the Midwest, and we ran out of drums. Like everybody kind of sourced what they could, but we couldn't. We're just running out of equipment up here because so many people want to visit, which is a good problem to have.
Yep.
I joked that I should buy 4 more sets of drums so we have 2 out of area teams at all times. But we'll see.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. So. On load-in day, is it like first come first serve and just line everybody up? So
yes,
if anybody wants to be around each other, kind of meet up on the road and roll in together.
It's much safer and easier if we do park as they arrive. We might have to move teams depending upon if they have a really long rig or like they have. Like if there's something we're aware of, like how their setup might need a little more space. But for the most part, it is first in, first out because it's just safer to get everybody parked. And the way the fairgrounds is set up, there's 2 different sides to park people. So parking 50 teams, as you imagine, it takes a little bit. So we want to make sure that we can park opposite sides at the same time. So Tom and I kind of have a rhythm on how that works. But we know teams are like, could I be next to this team? Could I be next to this team? You'll be a minute a walk away. I know it's not ideal not to be next to them, but I promise we'll get you parked and you'll have a good time.
Because that's what me and Matt did. We met up in the Budweiser parking lot and rolled in together. And we had a spot saved for Dan. Dan's talking, the drinks hit him hard at Somerset. Woo! Woo! But, oh, man, I'm telling you, the 922 that they do is outstanding.
Kristen and Dan of 16 Mesh they bring 922 to a whole nother level.
Oh my
like, even when
God.
we get to the Midwest, like, what is this 922 you're doing? Like, we just have plastic cups. I'm like, oh, no, we are high class out this way.
They went out, at the Granite State, they had flavors, 5 or 6 flavors. Which one do you want? Do you want the pineapple? Oh, do you want the chocolate cake, the pina colada? It's like, oh, my goodness. I go, you guys are killing me here. It brought a tear to my eye. It really did. All
We're
that beautiful
thankful that
drinks.
Rico took the 922 this time.
Yeah.
I will put it out there to the teams. I didn't have anybody take Wild Child yet.
All right. I'm not good at math, so I'm out. I'm bad at math and I'm bad at lists, so I'm out for the Wild Child. I'm in for the Wild Child, but I ain't running the Wild Child. But Kathy, thank you so, Chris. They own the 922. They really do. They're fantastic. I can't wait to see them again.
They are an outstanding, generous team.
Yeah.
They truly understand what barbecue's about.
Yeah. And, we had a great time. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Looking forward to catching up with everybody. But Kathy, once again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything you do for the New England barbecue community and outside of the New England barbecue community with your travel, with your reaching out for people, and you're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
This is gonna.
Thank you. And thank you for letting us have a spot in this, because I don't think it would be possible unless we had podcasts like this to get the word out.
Hell yeah, we're in this together. We're all in this together. We were joking around earlier that, Joe Rogan's at 2,000, I'm at 250, but he does 2 or 3 a day, 3-4 days a week. I wish we could get to that point, because then the scheduling will be real easy. I can just go right down the list and shorten this damn list, and I'm actually going to try out some stuff at this event too.
Good. For extra
Get some content, little quick interviews with a bunch of the teams, get to meet some more people.
Look at that, 250 episodes and you're stepping it up.
Hell yeah. And I'm going to get ready for Houston, because I'm going to pull that stunt down there too. Somehow, some way, that's going to be a whole different animal on, getting access to some of the guys. But Kora Cares, August 18th through 20th, Hiram, Maine. Be there, be square. If you're not competing, come on out if you're in the area. It's a great cause. It's for the children. Who don't like ice cream? Come on now. Who don't like ribs? I might have been known to put in a rib in ice cream from time to time. Try it. Don't knock it. You'll love it. You'll thank me later. But Kathy, once again, thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you that entire weekend.
Thank you, John and Chrissy. See you soon.
All right. Hang on one sec. I'll jump right back with you. El Jefe, what's up? Mad Max. Awesome, Chrissy.
Sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Oh, it's going to be good. I'm ready to go. I'm working on my meat right now. Just got to make the calls, and it's set. And we're ready to go. Yeah.
Woohoo.
That's right.
What do we got next week? Do you know?
Next week, nothing yet. I have messaged a gentleman, and I shot him some dates. I'm waiting to hear from him. Mr. Ani Tex. Ani Segovia. Awesome, great guy, fun guy. So I'm just waiting to hear back from him. Then we got the 5th anniversary on the 8th. And then we keep rolling from there.
Fantastic.
I'm right around the corner from 500.
I know.
Think about that trophy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anyway, that's it for this week, folks. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Catch the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. You have all the episodes right at your fingertips. Catch us on all the social media links listed down below. Questions and comments, please send them to Pit Life BBQ Podcast at gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21, Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.